Nice baby in the background.
Nice baby. Okay. She's clothed, right?
Can anyone like hear us?
Yeah, they should be able to hear us. Hey, if you guys can hear us, will somebody shout out in the comments, please?
Yeah, shout out. So.
Okay, does that look?
Ooh, hey, dude.
Awesome. Thanks, Anonymous.
Loud and clear. Whoa.
Okay, I just want to say hi, guys. Nice to see you. And I'm going to be going through the questions that were already posted under the video trailer yesterday. We'll also take some live questions as well, kind of intermittently.
I'll just be here picking my nose.
I'll just put this on you because I still
What?
want to hear you.
I feel like I'm all official now.
Yeah, you are all official.
Well, that's making me nervous.
Okay, so I just want to caveat, like, keep the questions polite and kind.
Yeah, be nice, guys. Be nice, and we're gonna get you.
If you want to answer this question about yourself, don't ask it.
Gonna get you if you're not nice.
So yeah, this guy is probably known to most of you, Jaimie Mansell.
He loved my movie. Yes.
And I think this is the first live he's
Jason.
ever done.
And Tread Boot. How will you? I can make surfboards with anything.
Okay, so see.
Okay, do you want
all this? Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, wants to know about the next giant robot.
Yeah, okay,
I definitely want to build another giant robot.
That's fine.
Well, giant robot number 2, something I've been thinking about kind of for a long time. And every time I build something, kind of in the back of my head, I'm always thinking, oh, fiberglass. Boy, I could use this for a giant robot, and it would be amazing. So, when I made my first giant robot, I basically had no practical experience with a lot of the materials I was using and all that. And now I have way more practical experience, and I'm pretty sure I can make a super awesome robot that I can get in and actually like drive around and use, not just make like a prototype thing that's like, I want to make something like really good and usable. And I have a couple different designs in my head. One is like an updated version of, the 6-legged spider tank. But there's a couple variations on that. And then another one is like, well, there's just some other ideas. When I get to that, when I get to making a giant robot number 2, I'm probably going to whip out all kinds of pages with fancy designs of different things. And I'll probably make a bunch of like small prototypes. I've made a bunch of small robots that I think would be really cool scaled up. I'll have to see. Maybe you guys can help me figure out which one I should do. That's coming up kind of soon though. Not like next week or anything, but like I'm getting closer and closer to having, things straightened out and, good workshop and stuff. Oh, did I take too long on that question?
You kind of did.
Oh my gosh, it's already been 3.5 minutes.
Okay, so I'm going to take over.
Okay, perspective here, because I'm like a little over 6 feet tall. So I'm usually looking at people at head level or below, sometimes a little bit above. But I'm getting Dashaina's view now because the camera's above us. So I realize this is how she normally sees the world. Because like if she was looking at me, I would actually be a little higher than the camera. So this is kind of weird for me. I feel like I'm looking up at 8-foot tall people. Hi up there. Okay, go ahead. What are you doing?
All right.
Are you laughing at me?
I guess we should just get into it.
You laughed at me.
Yeah.
Sorry, now I just think it's funny that I can see myself and I'm weird.
The simple things.
This guy's from Denmark. He loved my movie too. Yes. Oh, you like my 1 hour clip? All right, go ahead. I'll shut up. Hello, everybody. I'm glad you guys liked my movie. I put a lot of work in it. I tried to do a really good job.
Okay, so I think we're gonna just cut to.
Oh, you're talking to me? Okay.
And I would like you to tell us a little bit about the design of your cathedral home.
This is more words than you've said to me in the entire last week. We don't talk that much. Anyway, okay.
So, like, more specifically, I would like to know what's the weight and size of the blocks that you're using?
Oh, the styrocrete squares?
Yeah.
So each of those squares in my cathedral house. Oh, and to answer another question that's coming up, it's my house. I live in it. It's just huge, so I called it a cathedral. So each one of those squares, I think is like 30 inches by 30 inches-ish. I don't remember the exact dimensions.
How thick would you say?
And they're like 2 or 3 inches thick. You know, there's a bit of variation depending on where they are. And that's like 5 to 7 centimeters thick. And they weigh maybe 30 pounds.
Wow, are they that heavy? Because I feel like I picked one up.
Well, it also depends on how much. Well, it depends on the styrofoam that went into it. Because like I'm getting a lot of variation of styrofoam because I'm just picking this stuff up from the garbage, and I just have lots of different kinds of styrofoam, and some of it's more dense, some of it's real light and fluffy. So I don't know, maybe 20 to 40 pounds each one of those squares, but average about probably like 25 to 30, but I didn't actually weigh them. But it's light enough that I could pick them up and move them.
Yeah, I totally could pick them up. I remember when I moved them around a little bit.
Yeah, so the part that sticks out from the walls, the waffle part that's normal concrete, that's most of the weight of the building.
Okay.
Yeah, and the roof is those same panels. So it's, you know, that thick of styrocrete, and then maybe like 1.5 centimeters of like cement and sand mortar on the outside. Although that even
can I interject here?
It got thinner as it went up.
I have a question about that actually. So some of us would like to know, can you give us like a rough recipe to what went into each of the blocks? Like roughly?
Like the styrocrete stuff.
Yeah, like the styrofoam, how much sand, how much cement, how much water, you know. Like,
I actually showed this. Maybe I didn't. Anyway, if I remember correctly, I had this big bag to mix it in, right? So I'd pour 2.5 buckets full of styrofoam bits, like just ground up into little bits. So 2.5 buckets of styrofoam bits, and then 2 buckets of sand. Oh, no, not buckets.
Delete this out of your
no,
brain?
two oat containers of sand. They're like a 1.5 liters. How big are those oat containers?
About a liter.
Okay, so 2 liters of sand.
A liter? No, they're 1.25 liters actually, because I've put yogurt in them before.
Okay, 2.5 buckets of styrofoam bits, 2.5 liters of sand, and then 3.75 liters of cement. Yeah, I put 3 scoops of cement in. And then I mix that up, and that would do a little more than one of the panels.
I'm sorry, did you say water?
I just put...
Like, how do you figure out
the water, it really depends on how wet the sand is, like if it's just been raining or if it's been inside dry sand. So it's roughly 2.5 liters of water.
Okay.
But it can go down to like 1.5, or I think 2.5 liters is like if it's dry sand.
Right. So it depends on the moisture content of the aggregate.
Of everything.
Or the sand or whatever, because the cement doesn't have any moisture in it.
Well, I hope not.
Right.
But the styrofoam might.
It's true. Would you classify the styrofoam as an aggregate?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
does someone need to define aggregate for me? Yeah, sure, it's aggregate.
Well, I don't know. I'm just wondering because I hear that fancy term thrown around all the time.
Yeah, it's the aggregate.
Like that's the stuff that goes with the cement.
I'm calling it the aggregate. Yeah. Yeah, the rocks.
Okay, so that brings me to another question. So you've got these panels and you're sticking them all together. But then my mind just can't wrap around the concept of why no rebar. I mean, I don't understand.
Oh, the rebar question.
Like, why would you choose to use rope, which seems like
all right. Well, actually, the stretchiness of the rope, I figured was valuable because I can pre-stretch the rope. Like I hung bricks from the rope as I went. So the rope is in there tight. It's actually pulling together, as it's in there before it even cracks.
So that adds tension?
Yeah, it adds tension to the rope. Like I put tension on the rope and it gives tensile strength to the concrete. That doesn't mean it's never going to crack because the rope isn't as strong as the concrete unless I used huge ropes.
Well, it's funny you say about the cracking because I heard this ridiculous saying that says there's only 2 types of concrete.
New and cracked
one that's going to crack and one that is cracking.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of counted on there being cracks, so I didn't stretch the rope like to its max. And anywhere there's cracks, there's still a rope in there to hold it like in place, and then I can fill in between the cracks and stuff. Okay, first, why didn't I use rebar? I'm not using rebar because rebar is the thing that causes concrete to fail all the time, as far as I understand. Because when steel rusts, it expands and pops the concrete open. And that's why modern concrete has a lifespan of like 50 years. And then you have to go in and do all this. Oh, it's horrible trying to deal with concrete that's had, rebar in it that's expanded. It's just a total mess. So I wanted to use something that, and I just looked around at what I have available, and the best thing I could find here was polypropylene rope. I did import some, so but yeah, there are other things you can use like basalt fibers and like rods and stuff.
Somebody actually mentioned you could use
they're super expensive
bamboo.
The thing is, bamboo, when it gets wet and dry, it shrinks.
Well, that's what I thought too.
Yeah, I would be concerned about bamboo.
Yeah.
And natural fibers. A lot of natural fibers don't work in very well because they'll kind of disintegrate. And different kinds of rope will actually disintegrate too. Like polyester rope will. I have not seen it myself, but supposedly, actually, maybe I have seen it. Anyway, supposedly polyester rope will like kind of break up in the concrete. But polypropylene rope, old fishing nets. Oh, I just saw that. Yes. Okay. In the roof, I used an old fishing net that I got from a guy for $25, and it's huge. Like I still have over half of it, and it's stretched over the entire roof. I put it in pieces. If you watch the movie, you can see pieces of it hanging down. But I put the styrofoam pieces and then put this fishing net in and sewed it in and stretched it, and then smeared the stuff over that, so the fishing net is all under tension.
Okay.
So any cracks, the fishing net will help hold it together. But there are also wait.
Okay.
There are also 4 stainless steel cables going around the entire building. So one at the ground level, one halfway up, and then 2 like at the top where the roof starts, because I know that's where there's going to be the most. They were from a sailboat, so they had nice connectors on the ends, most of them. But a few of them I had to kind of, attach them with some bolts and sheet metal and stuff. But where the final connection is around, they have turnbuckles. So a turnbuckle is like, it's kind of like 2 bolts, one with reverse threads and then a thing here. So you turn this thing and it like tightens it or loosens it. So I got them around and then tightened this thing and got it real tight so that those 4 cables are real snug around the building. Oh, where's my bulldozer? It's right over there.
Don't worry, we're gonna get.
No, I can answer that one easy. It's right over there. When I was working on the house, I kind of put everything aside and.
Yeah, we're gonna ask questions about that in a minute.
All right, go ahead.
But so, can I get you back into the last question I have right here? The last question.
Well, I just want to know: am I mumbling or anything? Someone tell me if I'm mumbling or anything. Everything's good. He wants to know about the solar dozer too.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Okay, she says we're getting.
We're gonna talk about it. I promise.
Go ahead.
Just behave yourself for me. I know. Okay, so you've talked about the recipe for things. You've talked about the way you found the best way to make tensile strength in the concrete.
I wouldn't say it's the best way, but
no, for your for our situation.
No, I wouldn't even say it's the best way, but I mean, it's working.
You chose something. I mean, you have to choose something.
Well, yeah, part of the whole building process is I try the best thing I could figure out at the time that's available, and then every time I make improvements.
Right. So we've covered that, and we've covered like the things that you've done. Now, some people would like to know, how did you come up with the actual
I think that baby fell asleep.
I hope she did. The actual size of the building. So the angles or the, I mean, just the overall.
Well, you want me to give you the dimensions and then?
Yeah, we'd like to know what the dimensions are and how you came up with the angles.
Pizza burps. Okay. Well, I wanted to have a big enough building that I could put a gymnasium in the 3rd floor, and like on a rainy day like yesterday, holy cripes, it rained. Like It rained like this much yesterday. It was ridiculous.
I felt like it was like more than
I don't know. Maybe that's what the weather said. It was probably more though. Yeah,
It
my
rained
water
for
tanks
24 hours.
are overflowing by a lot. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I wanted to have a big indoor gymnasium in my house that we could, run around and have gymnastics mats and swing around and stuff. So I made the building, I believe it's 41 feet in diameter, which is like 13 meters, more or less.
Okay.
And it's 8-foot stories. So, plenty of headroom for me. And so different countries call different things the first floor. I'm going to call the first floor the ground floor.
level?
The ground floor is also the first floor. Sorry, English people. So the first floor is 8 feet, and the second floor is 8 feet, and then the third floor is going to have I gotta stop looking at the things.
Yeah.
The third floor is going to have a floor all the way across. That's going to be the gymnasium. And I'm not putting a fourth floor, even though there's space. So the third floor is going to have like a 15, 16-foot ceiling, like 13, 14 meter ceiling. So I can put a trampoline there and jump around. And so we can have ropes swinging from the, just we can play basketball and we can play volleyball and maybe some, what's that? Badminton?
Yeah. Somebody actually wanted to know, could you fit my house inside your house?
Oh, you could fit 6 of your house inside my house. You'd have to squish it a little bit through that.
Would they be like all in a little circle around having little card game and
well,
stuff?
you'd have to mash them to fit all 6.
in,
But you
like,
could
bread
fit like
buns?
3 of your house in my house without squishing it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you could like walk
So
around
like
and have
the
your
diameter
arms out.
of my house is like this, and Dashaina's house is like this, which looks so. It's my house
It's like
is
our size in real life.
Yeah. Well, my house is almost twice the diameter of yours, which means the floor is 4 times the size, and then the height isn't that much taller than yours. Yours is three stories, but your stories are lower.
Shorter, because I'm
My house
shorter.
is maybe 1.5 times
Mine's
the height.
like the midget house.
Yeah. So I have like 6 times the volume of your house,
Yeah.
roughly. But that's because I have all the workshop stuff, all the stuff to build
totally.
everything.
I actually want a smaller house, so I get it.
Yeah.
This is like so much.
Yeah.
How are you dealing with?
I actually want another workshop. Sorry, how am I dealing with
How
you?
are No.
I'm
How are you
not,
dealing-
obviously.
How are you dealing with the leaking now that we've had our
Ugh.
first real
Oh my God, it
I
rains
think this is
so
like
much.
the first time it's rained for 24 hours.
Well,
since
this
you
is the
got into
first time
house.
it rained hard for 24 hours.
Yeah. So what are you learning? What did you learn from that? Like
I don't know. There are leaks in the roof. I knew that. I know it's annoying. But overall in my house, it was not too bad. It's not like my head's getting dripped on. It's like, oh, there's a drip over there and there's a drip over there. It's more irritating than anything else. However, I would like to figure out, I've been thinking of what to do to the roof to waterproof it.
So we can look forward to something cool coming
And
out of that.
Yeah, and
I don't
in
know
terms
if you want
of
to really get into too much detail.
well, I'll just
about
go
it
into a
right now.
couple small things.
Okay.
There are 2 things that leak, right? One is just the concrete itself.
Right.
If it's been pounded on with water for
Right.
24 hours, it's
Totally.
just saturated
Yeah.
through, and it's just kind of like damp on the inside, and that will start dripping. So that's easy to fix. That's just paint it with some. That person wrote poop. That's just paint it with something waterproof. No problem. Concrete's gonna crack.
Right.
So, yeah, I've been thinking about tiles or fiberglassing it using epoxy. Can't use polyester resin because that interacts chemically with the cement, and it's not good. So you have to use epoxy, but that's expensive. But someone might be helping me with that, and I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see how that
Yeah, I'm
goes.
not gonna.
Okay, can I get you back on track?
All right.
Okay, cool. So a lot of your fans are asking.
Want me to build a ladder?
Get yourself a ladder.
All right.
Okay, so a lot of your fans really want to know, their burning question is, what happened?
Oh, to the bulldozer. Oh, it's just over there, behind. Okay,
Awesome, moving on.
here's the
So
situation.
now-
The bulldozer is on Dashaina's island, and now
and I'm
they're
holding it hostage.
you're holding it hostage with plants and things. I can't get it off the island now without either building some sort of boardwalk to like Skyway, or I just take it apart. So, it's fine. I check the power system every once in a while. The
kids use it all the time.
Oh,
so.
God, I don't let them turn it on though. They just move the scooper back and forth, and I'll go over there, and the thing will be like, it's like. But anyway, I'm planning to take it apart. It just moves the entire thing taken apart.
Yeah.
I won't have to take it totally apart.
What do you think would take you less time, to build a Skyway or to take it apart?
No, it won't actually take that long to get it apart.
You build it out of bamboo?
I think it's one of those situations where once I finally say, okay, I'm just gonna go take the dang bulldozer apart, it's only gonna take like an hour, and I'll have it on the boat. Yeah. And I used all stainless bolts, so they shouldn't be rusted shut or anything. No. So it should be fine. It should be fine. And then most of the weight is the battery. And I can just take the lid off and pull the batteries out. Well, after disconnecting them all. But maybe there's a small chance I can get the batteries out and lift the thing. That's going to be mighty heavy, but it'll be like
and jerk with
it'll be more like trying to lift a refrigerator.
You got the friend.
Yeah. Well, if I could just move the weight so it was on either side of a bar, I'm sure I could get under it and walk with it. It's just a shape. It's like moving a refrigerator. It's like, I don't move this big thing. Yes. Put legs on it, then it'll walk. Yeah.
So
maybe replant that. We're going to tear out your gardens. This guy says replant the plants. We're going to tear out your gardens, just drive through, and we're going to plant them back.
Yeah. So what happened to your other boat?
Which boat?
Well, you recently showed a video. I'm not sure which name is which thing. I get them all mixed up.
What color?
Showed one of your white boat. And
the zombie chopper?
Yeah, and a lot of people are asking.
You want to know about the shark slicer?
The other one.
That's the bigger one.
Which you pointed to and kind of casually said, "You're next."
You're next. Well, he's next. Like I said, when I started working on my house, I kind of put everything aside, so it was sitting in the ocean, just collecting barnacles. I mean, I had it kind of up on the shore, but it's still got some barnacles. I'm gonna get the barnacles off.
So you do plan on using it again? Oh
yeah, totally. I mean, I've used it a few times over the last couple of years to move bigger things. Anytime I need to move something big, I get that out.
Yeah. Would you say it's kind of like your truck?
It's my truck. It's my dump truck. It's my ocean dump truck.
Ocean dump truck.
Yeah. The thing is, I didn't want to drive it. Actually, you know what it really comes down to? Once I built a boat with pedals, now I feel like I'm kind of being unsafe if I have a boat where I'm only relying on the motor. Because what if the motor breaks, or I run out of batteries, or I'm expecting a sunny day and I get 20 miles from home and then the clouds come and I'm like, oh no, I didn't save any battery power. And then I have to jump in the water and swim or something. I really like the boats with pedals, because then even if everything else goes to crap, the pedals have always been reliable, and I can just say. So you plan on putting pedals on the big boat? Actually, I was thinking about it. I was thinking, do you think you could reasonably pedal it as one person? Yes. However, I was thinking of making a pedal thing that at least 4 people could get on. Right. Because then I could get all the kids. It's like, get in your seats and strap them down and glue their feet to the pedals and say, pedal or you don't get any more food or whatever. And then we could all pedal. Yeah. I do want to do some modifications to it too. I want to change a bunch of stuff. I basically want to give it a tune up, and the hull is really good. Yeah. It's real. It's a beauty. It's a beauty. Oh, okay, it's beauty, eh? So we're going to move on to something else. I know, because literally we could spend 3 hours talking about your boat and your house, I'm sure. Jay Evans can hear me. Enough. Ramster. Okay, that guy wants to know if he can get a 4-foot draft sailboat in here. Yeah, no problem. I know. Totally. Was actually piece of cake. That was a question that was I shouldn't say piece of cake. Piece of cake if you have some reasonable charts, because there are some shallow zones you'd have to go around. So I'd know where to go. Brings me to my question about volunteers, visitors, guests, any future plans to have adventure builder meetings or science school or camp or workshops or anything like that. Are you planning on doing anything like that in the future? Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot, actually. So kind of with the whole, how much do I want to get into this?
I would say if we could just kind of keep it within 60 seconds.
60 seconds. I can't say all this stuff.
120 seconds.
All right. Well, yeah, I want to start doing some events here relatively soon. The thing is, some people can handle rustic
Minimal
conditions.
Infrastructure.
I'm just going to say rustic conditions, no problem. But man, when you get someone who is straight from the city and they cannot handle it, oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And there's no way to just
accommodate them
to leave. There's not like we can't just call a taxi.
Well, now we can.
Sort of. It's not guaranteed you can get it. Like it might have to be the next day or something. And then they're totally sleeping in this, oh my God, I can't handle this, Yeah. So I kind of want to get something set up to where it's good enough accommodations for just about anyone. Obviously, there's always going to be someone who's like, this is just not good enough for me. But I want to cover pretty much everyone,
Okay. Be like free or charged or kind of in between or work for stay or, do you have any kind of ideas on that as well? Well, is there a sign-up list?
There's nothing right now because I've got like a lot of stuff going on. I want to get there soon. So one of the ideas I'm thinking about, maybe you guys can give me some feedback on this, but I'm thinking about doing like week-long workshops, or maybe like weekend, then the week, then another weekend, like 9 days.
Yeah.
9-day-ish workshops, and people pay something, and then I use that to get materials and food and everything. I just take care of everything, and then people come and like build a kayak.
John Crispin just said he's got dibs on the first spot on the visit list.
All right. So, you'd pay some kind of fee for the week, and then I'd get materials and food and make sure you have a spot to sleep. What was that? We
apparently need a prison room.
A prison room?
For the bad visitors.
You're right.
Like a dungeon. Oh, we could be like a torture chamber.
Well, that can be one of the projects we do during the week. And maybe when people come,
Bad Bones' dad has second spot.
And then maybe we could build like a dome or something.
Yeah.
Like during the week. And by the end of the week, we can put whoever the horriblest person is outside the dome, chained up to a tree, and all the cool people get to go hang out in the dome.
Okay, let's get back on track.
I was on track. I was totally on track. 60 seconds exactly.
Other questions about food and resources and
I need food and resources and water
and all stuff. So let's just get this basic question is, are you currently producing all you need to consume? And if you're not,
no, I'm nowhere.
What percentage would you say that you are? And how are you doing it in terms of being on track or getting on track with that?
What percentage of our food do you think we're growing?
10%.
Yeah, I was thinking 10, but then I thought about like pretty much every day I'm eating a coconut, and that's a significant portion of calories. Yeah. So maybe 15 or 20% even, but like nowhere near like the whole thing.
Yeah, we're aiming for like 95%.
Oh, I want to be able to not have to go to the store ever. Yeah. But if I'm just like, I want some, what do I want that I'm not going to be able to grow? If I want some Torquitos or some, I was about to say tater tots, but like
tater tots.
If you fry, fried yuca is like better than tater tots. So yeah, I'm currently growing more food on my property right now. I have a whole bunch of yucca growing. Have you seen my yucca?
I have.
Have you seen the yucca that's near where I was pouring the poop water?
Yes.
Those things are growing amazingly well. So yeah, I'm flaming hot Cheetos. Yeah, I don't really have a hankering for those at all. But.
Okay, so that also brings me to fishing.
I have not been fishing lately. We do have a fish trap.
What kind of sea food are we getting?
Well, the fish trap works great. How's that going? Have you been getting anything out of it lately?
Not lately.
You've just been busy doing other stuff?
No, I've been checking it. It just hasn't had anything in it.
So maybe I need to drag it over to my island
and maybe
put it in the water.
Test it out.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to kind of have a couple smaller ones Like,
Yeah.
we like have a few of them, but anyway.
Yeah, but we have
then we have to check them.
that's the thing. We have to do that when we're ready to pay attention
Yeah,
to it more. And right now we're both kind of busy.
Oh my God, could we have like a little bobber that
I
like,
think
right at
you're
the
getting
top?
off topic now. Well, I was thinking it'll be cool to put it at my house because I can put it like way out in the deep part
Yeah.
and just have a rope going under the water up to like attached to my island so no one sees it. Because when fish traps are out, like people put fish traps out like
Yeah.
kind of in public, I guess. And every once in a while I'll see someone in a canoe drive up and be like, and take some fish, and I'm like, that is not that dude's trap.
Okay, let's go back on to track. So calories. Talk to me about calories. How
Oh
many
no, but
calories-
fishing.
Yeah. Well, we
I
didn't
haven't
do
been
that.
no, but with like fishing.
Fishing.
Yeah, I
right,
used to always drive
Yeah,
dragging a
you're
line,
dragging
but I
line.
haven't been doing it lately. But I was actually thinking about that yesterday and found my fishing line, and I should start dragging it again.
Yeah.
Because I do a fair amount of driving around. Drag my fishing line.
So favorite food that you grow so far, how many calories would you say you get in a day?
Wait,
and
can I-
favorite fish?
favorite fish is the Spanish mackerel. Those are delicious, aren't they? Those
so
are good.
They make some really good sushi.
Yeah. I usually catch those if I kind of go straight out across the, out into the open water.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, anyway. What was the first favorite food I grow?
Fish you answered, and favorite food that you're growing.
Well, the thing that comes to mind is cashews. Because we have cashews, it's just they're a pain in the butt to
My hands are just like, there has to be a better way.
Wait, have you done it and gotten the itchy hands thing?
No, my hands peeled. There was no itching involved. They just peeled a little bit for like a week.
Well, when I did it,
like I had sunburn on my hands.
When I did it, I just lit them on fire.
Yeah, I just wanted to try this old lady. Anyway, we'll go into that later. But
anyway, you take cashews, light them on fire because they have this caustic oil in them, and then you can open them.
It's not really that caustic.
Well, it's a pain in the butt to do anyway.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, I'll show you the video.
Okay, fine.
But anyway,
I believe you.
But cashews.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they're a pain in the butt.
Yeah, totally.
What's her face told us about chestnut trees. I want to grow one.
Yeah, but we don't know anything about that. So
Malabar chestnuts. I want to grow them, but probably coconuts.
I was going to say coconuts.
Yeah, I eat a lot of coconuts.
Well, all the stuff we can do with them.
Yeah, but also bananas.
Right, but let's go back to the coconuts. What are the things that you make?
Oh, there's the most delicious thing is also kind of a pain in the butt, which is to take coconut, like just coconut, straight coconut, taken out of the shell, obviously, but put it in a juicer. But if you juice coconut, it comes out like, oh man, it's so delicious. It's like straight cream. It's like cow cream, but
butter,
but like twice as good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so delicious. Yeah. But then you have to sit there with your thing.
I would totally do it if I had the meat just delivered.
You know why I haven't been doing it? It's because I'm afraid it's gonna dull the blade thing.
I was
grinderizer.
Brown stuff off of it.
Like the whole brown thing, so it's only white.
It comes right off with the peeler.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll do that more.
Yeah. That's what I was doing.
I've just been shredding coconut and making bread with it.
Yeah, and it's
and putting it in cereal.
But the bread is so good.
The bread is pretty good.
It's like buttery and delicious.
Buttery and delicious.
Okay, so
I brought you some yesterday.
Yes. I know.
2 days ago.
I was gonna say it was 2 days ago.
Yeah, whatever.
The torrential downpour for like 24 hours.
Yeah.
Calories. What would you say your daily calories are?
Yeah, sure. No venomous spiders. Nothing.
Okay, stop.
I mean, there are some that exist, but okay, my daily calorie intake. I've not measured this in a long time. When I used to run, when I was training for track and field, I was over 10,000 calories a day.
How did you come to that number?
And
people have been asking that.
Oh,
not that we're doubting, but we just want to know how you.
I looked on the internet how many calories each thing was, and I added it up. And when I got to 10,000, I was like, okay, so it's over 10,000. And I was still eating that day. And I was like, well, this was a pretty normal day. Well, just to give you an idea, my first year at university sucked. Anyway, my first year at university, I was on meal plan. So I'd go into the cafeteria to eat food with the all-you-can-eat garbage food they had. And there was this guy on the football team he sees my tray loaded with stuff, and he's like, "Oh, you're that guy on the track team that eats tons of food. I gotta get you in an eating contest with this football guy because he eats so much. He's gonna tear you up, man." And then I put my tray down. That football guy, he turns around. He's like, "Not bad." And then I go up and get my second tray, and he's just like, "What the? There's no way you're gonna eat all that." And then I ate it all up and went for third.
How many hours did it take you to finish?
Oh, I'd eat for like 2 hours, just constantly, because like by the end of track practice, I just felt like my ribs were showing and my stomach was just concave and my metabolism was just like, "Give me more, give me more."
Trying to eat all your muscles and stuff.
But that's the way my metabolism works. Like the more food I give it, the more energetic I get.
Yeah.
But if I know I don't want to eat 10,000 calories right now. It's just too expensive. Like it's
Right.
So I don't know, at least 3 or 4. But like yesterday, it was rainy and I had tapeworm. No, I don't have a tapeworm because like the more I eat, the more I do. Like I really output a lot of energy when I take it in. But that is very funny.
Okay, so ignoring that.
All right.
Okay. So the next question that we have.
Well, the amount of calories totally depends on what I'm doing.
On your level of
Yeah.
adventuring. So a couple of people have wanted to know if you have solar. What kind of electricity do you have at your cathedral house?
Dude, I could make beer. I could grow stuff and make beer.
Yeah, but you couldn't drink it.
Yeah, but someone was saying they would miss beer.
Yeah, it's okay.
But I'm just saying, you can make beer.
Yeah.
Audio cut out. Oh, no, it's because I was just pretending I was talking while you were talking.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what was your question?
Electricity at your home?
Okay, right now at my house, I have 4 lead acid batteries, like golf cart batteries. There's 6 volts each, so it's 24 volts. And then I have one, and it's like 30 volts-ish, so it charges the batteries. So it's not a ton of electricity right now. It has enough for my computer and, like tools once in a while.
In 30 seconds, can you tell me about your water?
Oh, my water's amazing. So I have a big concrete water tank, which is overflowing right now. And it collects water off the roof. So the water comes down and there's a little ledge around the edge of the roof and a little lip, so it's a tank. And then a pipe comes back from the water tank toward the house to this little spigot outside, which does not go inside. I go outside and fill up a bucket or jugs or whatever and bring it in. So
Wouldn't it be more convenient to just have a pipe inside?
Yes, I know, but I like going outside. I like doing stuff. I want to do it.
Why wouldn't you just want to have a thing?
How are we going to have maximum blubs? It's just, like so much fun happens because of going to get the water. And every time I go get a bucket of water, I do some curls with my bucket on the way back in so I can make sure my muscles. Sure, let's check it out. Have we got some muscles? Oh my gosh, I got to do some more curls.
15 seconds.
No, wait, but then I have this fancy beer keg water filter thing that I put the water in, and it's by the sink, so I have amazingly.
How is it filtering those things?
Well, I made a video of it recently.
Yeah,
it's got like a big steel.
But what is the filter part?
It's a black Berkey water filter.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, you gotta plug them?
No, I just needed to know.
Are they sending you?
Have asked you.
I thought I showed it on the
them,
black
so-
Berkey water filters.
Yeah.
That's what we're using.
Yeah, black Berkey water.
I don't know. I just got it.
Okay,
from
Berkey,
wherever.
I expect $1,500 for that. Thanks. Just kidding.
No, but seriously, that would be fine if you want.
Or a lifetime supply of filters, whatever. We're flexible here. Okay, so can you talk to us a little bit more about your life philosophy and how you use the Adventure Builder Club symbol, and how on days that you're not motivated to do anything, you become motivated because you're trying to stay on track or whatever. Like basically give us a little 240 seconds of Adventure Builder Club
Why do
philosophy.
you keep giving me seconds? Okay. So I haven't done much about the Adventure Builder stuff lately because I don't know. I feel like I was getting a lot of messages from people, not everyone, but like a fair number of people who were just misinterpreting the whole thing. And they'd be like, yeah, I'm an adventure builder. And then they tell me about how they lied and cheated and stealed and got ahead and stole. And
Let's do it.
yeah, they were being adventure builders. I was like, no, that's not it at all. Why do you think that? And then I started thinking, no, I need to not say anything about this and like take a step back and really think about how I'm putting this message out so people aren't getting it wrong. And then I thought, boy, this must be how Jesus feels.
So
Anyway,
are you
well, I can
to-
answer the actual shut up. Okay, the actual
Well,
question
you've got
is,
a cathedral. I mean, are you going to write a Bible next?
yes, I'm going to write a Bible and I'm going to say, don't you dare misinterpret this or you're going to be smited right in the butt.
Do you think
I don't want to smite people in the butt. That was the wrong thing to
Do you
say.
think in like 500 years people are
Hey,
going to be like, this is
200
this is the Jesus?
240 seconds here. Okay, so I've got my 8 virtues in my adventure builder philosophy, and I'm going to say them real quick, right? Love, imagination, honesty, honor, strength. What is that?
Right?
Humility, life. What was the one I missed? Imagination. Did I say that?
I don't
No,
know.
I did.
Yeah.
Courage. Anyway, so I have like an image of all these virtues up. Right now I just have a little one, but I'm going to make like a huge one. I was thinking of actually painting it on the floor, like
Projecting it on the
huge.
ceiling.
Well, yeah, get my projector out, put it on the floor and like painting it huge. Anyway, every once in a while, like maybe every day, every other day, every few days, whenever, I'll be walking by it and I look at it and I'm stopped and I'm just like, how am I doing on this stuff? And I'll look at just all the different things and like, am I being honorable? Have I been deceitful? Am I, any time recently? And I'll think about it, if I have been, if I can come up with something, and usually there's some kind of little thing, I'll try to just make a little correction in my head, or I'll say strength. Have I been doing my morning exercises every morning? Well, yesterday I kind of slacked off. You know what? I'm going to do twice as good tomorrow, and I just kind of like go through it. I mean, it just takes a few seconds. Like I'm not talking through the whole thing. I just look at it in a few seconds. I'm like, all right, how am I doing on this? And I just think, I should do better on anything I can find some improvement on. And there's always room for improvement.
So on days that you find yourself lacking in
how many square feet is the
motivation-
cathedral? We answered
We
that.
already answered that at the beginning. Don't do it again.
It's like
So
1,500 square foot first floor.
You are so bad at following directions.
I am not a doer of what I'm told. You must realize that.
I know.
Okay, what?
Okay, so
That's my best
when you're not,
characteristic.
I know,
It's my best feature.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Anyway, so
This is why we don't get along. She hates all my best
that's
features.
not true. I actually really no. Okay,
Dude,
so
my
now that we're on live, I would like to say to you,
my disobedience
that I
stats are
actually-
huge.
I
And you don't like.
really
all right.
like that you don't follow the cattle.
Right, except when you're telling me.
No, that doesn't even bother me. I mean, that's fine. I
Oh
think it's
no, it
kinda
doesn't bother at
funny.
all. No.
Like, no,
Alright,
it doesn't
sorry.
really bother me. I think it's funny.
All right.
And I kind of expect it. So, like,
You could make a stained glass window in the cathedral. I was thinking about
That'd
getting
be
those
pretty cool.
window
Oh,
crayons
yeah.
and.
What about the ones where you can
All right,
do
what's
the
your question?
fake
You're
stained
getting
glass?
off.
Anyway.
Oh, it would be real.
Oh, so you're gonna do real stained glass?
It's going to be real crayons drawn on the real
With the
polycarbonate.
black lines in between. That'd be cool.
Adventure builder cult.
And then seal
Yeah.
it. Okay, so not reading the comments.
This guy wants a wrestling match, dude. I will
No, it's
crush you.
fine.
Come on, baby. Oh,
Okay, so no, ignore the question. So
when I'm dead is the
yes,
answer.
Okay. Now I completely forgot. Right. Okay, so on days that you are lacking in motivation, like you wake up and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, I just don't want to do today.
You know what? That has not happened a single time since I moved into my house.
Yeah.
And it's been like
Okay, so
several months.
but it's happened to you.
It has happened,
So
yes.
could you tell people what do you do to like carry on or persevere or
Okay.
whatever you want to call it?
Oh man. I just start thinking about a better future. That's the short answer. So I'll think, if I can do a good job today, I know I don't feel like it, this feels terrible, but if I can get through today and do a good job, tomorrow's going to be better. And maybe tomorrow won't be better. Maybe that'll be horrible too. But at some point, at some point in the future, I'm going to start reaping the benefits of whatever I'm doing now. So I need to make sure I keep doing a good job right now. Now, the caveat to that is that it only works if you're doing something beneficial. So if you're just kind of following the herd and doing nothing with your life and you get demoralized, you're not going to be able to say to yourself, oh, this is going to get better if I just keep going, because it's just going to be the same thing.
Is that basically if you have no goals?
So this is like adventure builder virtues life.
Right.
You have to choose the life that is suitable for you, that works for you, that will make you feel satisfied in some way.
We talked about doing workshops previously at the beginning of the live.
Oh yeah, rewind.
Yeah.
Can they rewind this?
Yeah, I know. And if you guys are just joining us live, you can go back and still come in or go back and review and stuff.
Oh God, I'm reading in the comments again. He's right. I'm not looking more.
Yeah, he's not allowed to read the comments. Like I occasionally am looking up and like pulling out questions and stuff and like incorporating them in, but he gets. What was I
just answering?
We were just talking about motivation. And
oh yeah, so if you have a lifestyle where you feel, and I did for a long time when I was younger, had a lifestyle where I felt like it was really going nowhere. To be able to say my future is going to be better, you have to change your life, or at least be heading toward the direction of changing your life to make it something where you can see a better future.
Hey, Joe, if you'll do me a favor and mod the comments. So anything we've already asked, if you can just kind of mention that in the comments so we don't have to keep covering that, that would be awesome.
Yeah, okay. Joe, just say, shut your face and rewind, you fools.
Yeah, or whatever.
You can actually cut that video of me saying that and just post that as a GIF.
As a meme.
Shut your face and rewind, you fools. Why is our chat slow?
I don't know.
Don't read this comment.
No,
I did it.
You did.
Greetings from Sweden. Oh, I love Swedish people. They're so delicious when you turn them into meatballs, put them in a grinder.
Okay.
Wait, why are you scrolling up the comments?
I wanted to catch
UPS does not come here.
No.
Not even close.
Okay. So, hold on.
To get things here is actually, like I can get things from the States, but it takes like a month to get it to like 4 hours away from here. And then I can go get, it's so exciting though when I go get packages and there's like good stuff. Oh, it's terrible when I drive like 4 hours and it's just a bunch of your crap.
Okay,
oh my
so
God.
this has come up a couple times.
Oh, bras and underwear, yay.
Okay, talk to me about...
Are you touching me?
Yeah, I'm touching you. Talk to me about video games.
Oh yeah, so I made this video game a few years ago and stop tickling me. And every once in a while, in the evenings, you know, after kids go to sleep or if they're not over at my house, just in the evenings, it's dark. I'll mess around on my video game and, you know, add some things, make some edits. And I looked at the last version I uploaded, and it's way different than now. Like now there's all kinds of different stuff. And
so will you be giving us the link?
The graphics are all, not all, but there's a lot of different graphics, like better animations on a lot of things. And you can do things like when you blow up bad guys, they're not just blown up, like some of them are damaged.
Really come really close to me.
Some of them.
Come really close.
God, what are you doing? You said you could kiss me.
There you go.
Oh, God.
There, I did it. Okay.
So some of the enemy robots, when you break them, there's just like a broken robot there, and you can go hammer it, and then it turns into this little buddy, and it gets up and follows you around, and it will shoot the bad guys and protect you, and it'll even follow you. Like if you go up hills, it'll jump up the hills after you. Not super efficiently, but they'll do it. They'll follow you wherever you go.
Will you give me a link later that I can share in one of
I need to go
of things in life?
I might have to make another video about this because I haven't uploaded it in like a while. So I have to go get one and I'll upload it next time I come over.
So this brings me into the question about,
do I have internet at my house? No.
Okay, so it's a big question.
Big question. Oh God.
So people would like to know, is there any kind of assistance that you need in like web design or software or video games or blah, 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 basically like electronic assistance?
Dashaina does have chickens. Oh, geez, I don't know. See, right now I have no website, right? It's all taken down.
Yeah, I paused it.
Yeah, I need to get a good website up again, and I don't know. I feel like it's the kind of thing I need to.
Do yourself?
I I really need to figure out how it needs to be, because the last one I made, I thought I had a good start on it, but I hated, what was it, WordPress so much. I hated updating it so much that I never updated it.
Yeah.
I mean, I did for a little bit, but it was
Well, I mean,
I
I think that if we turned it into something that I could manage, that I could update it, but it's just I can't
Yeah.
go into what you had before. But can I bring you around to
Yeah, you can be my neighbor living in a boat. Why not?
internet and why we don't have Starlink?
Well, I think my website is more interesting than Starlink.
You
I don't know anything about.
I'm no joke 50 times in the last
Isn't
4 months, 3 months.
so the Starlink is kind of expensive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, let's forget it. We have good. Look, it's working right now. We got internet. It works. Go with Ghost. Don't use WordPress.
Okay.
Well, you know what?
Stop reading comments.
What web thing I used to use, was just WSFTP. It was like the old. I don't even know if it works anymore, but it was just the old
No, you can't code
crap.
things.
Like I wish I
anymore.
could do everything in DOS, because it works so
I'll
well. Now everything is so slow, and you have to wait for everything to load with a million graphics. And
Do you have internet at your house?
I have no internet at my house.
Why?
I rarely wear sunscreen too, but I don't have internet at my house.
Don't read the comments because I'm gonna ask you those questions.
Anyone who doesn't practice stoicism are whining. And I find that the internet is so easy to get on and waste hours.
Oh, like what we're doing right now, wasting.
Well, I hope we're making a good
No,
use
I
of our
never
time, but
make
it's so easy to get online and be like, oh, I'm just
I
going to be
totally get
responsible and look up something really important.
And then you get sidetracked.
Oh, wait, no, there's a cat. Oh, I'm going to click on it. Oh, did you know this guy hurt his balls
Clickbait.
skateboarding? Oh, well, just take a second. I'll just look at that. And then like 4 hours later, and you're like, what did I just do?
Okay.
So now I don't ever do that.
So I just
And
wanna,
I come to your house for the internet.
I just want to
which is
address I want to
great.
kill the Starlink question right now. We're gonna kill it. You ready?
Well, it just costs
No,
twice as
hold
much
on. We're
as
just gonna kill it. Yeah. So right now we have service with Panama. We have a special discount rate with them because Jaimie has done some work for them in the past, and we get it at $40 to $45 a month.
Maybe you shouldn't tell
gives
everyone
us-
that.
No,
I don't know, whatever.
It's a discount that you get as like being an employee or a worker or a contractor or whatever. And so as far as we're concerned, it works perfectly fine. As you can see, we're doing a live right now, and I think everybody can see us pretty clearly. So there's really no need to change it. And Starlink, as far as I know,
Turning off the
charges
internet when you're trying to get stuff done.
$100 to $150 a month, depending on where you are. And it's just not something we're interested in. So guys, we know about Starlink. I've already done the research. It's just we're not willing to move on with the service we have that's working perfectly well.
Well, yeah,
So,
why would I want to pay 4 times as much?
Yeah.
I don't have
we
like
our-
millions of dollars.
And we have our internet on. It's on. I very rarely have it disconnected. And yeah, it cuts in and out because we have the lowest possible bandwidth that we could buy.
Dude, it's plenty.
And it's plenty for us. So yeah. So anyway, we're happy with it. And so we're gonna move on from that. We're not getting
Okay,
started.
did you?
No, it's just I've seen
Yeah,
it
I
pop
got
up
it.
at least 6 times. Anyway, so we're gonna come back to
I think the horse is dead.
okay. So a crane.
Oh, I've been thinking about. I think I said something about this in the 1 hour long "This Is My Day" video or whatever. I think toward the end of that one, or maybe it was. Oh crap! I don't know. I've been thinking about making a big like scaffolding thing out over the water, partly on the land and partly over the water, that is all made out of stainless steel, of course. That I can hang things from, so that I could hang, hoists and stuff, pull boats up, move things over to the land or into the water. I love my body language, yeah, baby. So that's going to be kind of a major project, and I really want to do that because I think that'll be super cool.
Yeah.
Because there's like,
so many things you can.
or if I could just pick up this stuff in the boat.
Yeah.
Or if I just had a covered work area over the boats so I could do things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, basically it would be roughly the size of the steel frame inside the cathedral dome roof, but not quite so high off the ground.
Yeah.
Like high enough that the boats could get in under it, no problem. And then I wouldn't cover the whole thing. I'd cover some of it. Maybe I could put solar panels up there or something. But like a lot of it would just be to hang ropes and things to move stuff around, and hoists, and like, you know, have a track up there so I can move things around.
Wanted to include you guys. So occasionally I'm pulling out questions that are in the chat and asking him for you guys. It's distracting a bit. So that's it. Jaimie, how big would you say your island is approximately?
How big is my island?
Yeah.
An acre or so?
Yeah.
Not the thing, but it's also, I mean, even with the survey, it's not real accurate because like it changes.
Does it like expand and contract as the weather changes?
It's not the size of the island, it's how you use it.
It's true.
But I'm used to having a pretty big island to work with, so maybe I've been slacking off on how I'm kathunk.
Have you considered?
No, whatever you're saying, I've never in my entire life considered.
Surplus.
Especially if it's something that you took 4.5 seconds to think about that I've been paying attention to for 6 years.
A surplus of styrocrete bricks, Lego style?
Yes, I have actually been thinking about that. I do have a few, which we ended up using to prop up some shelves, but I kind of want to make a whole bunch of styrocrete bricks and just tell the kids, go nuts.
Yeah.
And maybe make like a concrete platform outside, and they could just make castles and stuff like that.
Right. I see.
But I have to, make all that stuff. There's only so many days so many hours in the day, so many days in the week. If I could get some clones of me, that would be amazing.
Have you always wanted to?
Wait, we've got to thank you from the depth of my heart. Oh, yes. You're welcome. I like that.
Yeah, no, like we can catch up on some comments.
All right, what's that?
Somebody would like to know if it's always been your life goal to find a partner and have children.
Yeah.
Like since the very beginning of consciousness.
Yeah, I always wanted to have kids.
And was there any ever...
Like when I was a kid and my parents would screw up, I would say, I got to make sure I remember not to do that. And when my parents did something good, I'd be like, ooh, I got to make sure I do that.
Can you tell me anything like that would give an example of those two things? Like it's something that you remember them doing.
I don't want to crap on my parents.
A good thing. Like what's one of the good things that they did? You're like, yeah, I got to remember to do that.
Oh man. Okay, I got put in a soccer league when I was younger than the soccer league. Yeah. I think it was supposed to be to make me tough, but it just made me feel like I was a useless piece of crap.
Okay.
So I think that was not a good thing.
Right.
Like don't throw your kid to the wolves to make them tough.
Right. Take
them to the wolves and then show them how to kill them. Help them kill them. Make them feel like they can do it.
That just reminds me. So
I always try to
know, do you eat meat?
Oh, I'll eat some meat, yeah.
Like, is there any food you won't eat that's food?
Oh man.
Like normal food.
I'm trying to think, what food do I hate?
Lentils.
Oh, lentils. I mean, I'll eat them. It's just like eating cardboard confetti. You know, like if you had one of those hole punchers and did a whole bunch of like cardboard. If you gave me a bowl of that and a bowl of lentils, I couldn't tell the difference. I did not play Max Headroom in the... Oh, maybe I did.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
No, but I have like the same rough features of that. What's his name? I don't remember. Time traveling guy?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Somebody just said tofu.
Yeah, tofu's fine. I'll totally eat it.
How do you feel about psychedelic drugs? And like, would you ever use them for medicinal purposes? And that brings me also to like alcohol and pretty much any of those kinds of substances.
Yeah, I just have my compass aimed in a different direction.
I'm gonna be psychedelic while you answer the question.
I mean, like with just like all the drugs in general, like I always try to manicure my own brain waves or anything. I don't like to take anything in that will adjust my brain for me. So, alcohol, any kind of drug, like anything that'll make me feel or think differently. Because, and maybe this is just me being a prude or whatever, but I mean, it's just the way I've decided to do it. So I think that if I start taking, say, some kind of happy drug, something that makes me feel good, then I'm going to become more reliant on that, and I'm going to be, he's crazy enough. No, I'm not. Man, can you imagine me drunk? Oh. Well, I feel like I should be.
Have you ever been drunk?
No, I feel like I should be maintaining my own sanity and emotional state and all that.
Yeah, totally. Drunk is stupid.
And like people often comment that I'm real happy and hyper and ready to go. First, I'm not always like that. Like if you turn the camera on, then I'm trying to be expressive. But like I get depressed. I've had depression in my life and stuff. So, it's taken a fair amount of work and concentration and focus and all that, like consistent habit making over years to get to a point where I am just generally like a really positive, happy kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to screw that up with some drugs. What if I take something and end up like schizophrenic or something?
Like my brother. Anyway, so
it happens.
It happens.
Everything's good. I don't need to mess with it, man.
No, just don't do it.
Yeah, I don't.
What about
I don't need to drink anything. It's
what
fine.
about music?
Actually, there is one thing, one alcoholic beverage I would think about drinking, which is like, the beer that they drank in Egypt, the one that's like high calorie.
Oh yeah.
Although I wouldn't drink it for the alcohol. I'd be like,
calories.
Yeah, let me fuel myself up. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Okay.
Music?
Yeah, I like music.
Yeah, like what kind?
I like techno a lot.
Can you give me some examples?
Kind of goes with my vibe. I'm always trying to produce, let's go, baby, come on.
I do have
kombucha. At the good, that's delicious. But like at the end of the day, when I'm winding down and I'm chilling out, the camera's turned off, I don't want techno music like I'm like, hey man, I'm trying to relax. Just turn it down. Give me some like, what's that lady's name?
Oh.
I just want to be okay, be okay.
Michelson.
Yeah, Ingrid Michaelson. I just want some Ingrid Michaelson, like some chilling music.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I don't actually listen to music.
Do we ever fight with each other?
Do we ever talk? We fight with each other approximately as often as we talk.
Is this like the longest amount of time we've actually had a conversation in the
$10 says you're going to turn this off and you're going to stop away. Damn it, Jaimie, I can't stand him. Oh, like 6 times you said something I hated. Oh. I'm just joking.
No, I'm trying to practice the go with the flow. So
I'm trying to give the not really joking look.
I'm not taking this personally today.
Good. What was the question?
So I said, is this the longest we've had a conversation in the last like 6 months?
Oh, definitely.
5 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What causes conflict with the kids on the island? Who gets to hug the papa the most? No, I want to hug the papa. I want to hug the papa. No, they don't really fight.
I would say toys.
I mean,
it's mine.
No, but like,
it's mine.
But they don't really fight much, though. It's really. Like
it's mostly about unfairness. Like one
and then it gets straightened out pretty quick,
and then it's a fight, and then they're over it.
But it's not even like when I was a kid, my sister and I would fight.
Okay, so then
our kids are like,
yeah, I don't know, yeah.
I mean, their arguments are like, hey, that wasn't fair. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. All right, fine. It's like, is this?
Figure it out.
Is this couples therapy? Well, build your own shipping boat. What's a shipping boat?
Okay, so moving on.
Yes, moving on.
Somebody would like to know if they want to ship anything to you, is there a way that they should go about handling that? Yeah,
actually, well, should we mention that recently some dude was like, yo, you need an Amazon wish list. And I was like, well, okay. So I made an Amazon wish list. And then like the next day, he sent me 2 things from it.
And me something. He sent me drill bits, and the kids something. Cool. He sent the kids a bunch of crayons and like coloring. Like,
I want crayons.
No. You have crayons. Don't take the kids' crayons.
I need more crayons.
No.
I like crayons.
Yeah.
oh, if someone wants to ship something here, oh, you kind of gotta message us and talk. It's
It's a
like
little
you can do.
complicated.
It's not that complicated, but it's like one more step than normal. It's not like I could just give you an address and be like, well, there you go.
Yeah.
It's more like I can give you the address and give you a bit of instructions to make sure it actually gets there and gets on the container.
And then it depends on what it is.
Right. It has to be certain things, and it has
Also.
to. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, if you're interested in sending anything to me or Jaimie, just send us a message at theadventurebuildermovie@gmail.com.
Yeah, theadventurebuildermovie@gmail.com. That's the email address that actually gets checked. Because I don't have internet at my house, so I check my email like once every, I don't know, every 2 to 8 weeks.
Here's another question that has come up a few times. Do you miss anything about being in the States or your old mountain house or, the old anything in your past life before Panama?
Definitely nothing before my old mountain house. But like, there's some cool things in Vermont.
What do you miss about Vermont?
The Arctic dip. So there was this little stream. Oh, the spring water was amazing too. Our water's good here, but the spring water came out nice and cold. It was delicious. Oh man. But there was also a pipe that I put in, and as the stream ran downhill, the pipe ran a little bit shallower. So it ended up, I don't know, like this high off the ground, and then it squirted out into this 300-gallon tub, and it was just pouring through there constantly. And because Vermont's pretty far north, the water came out like close to freezing.
Yeah.
And
it was pretty cold.
We called it the Arctic dip, and I would jump in there. Man, it was cold at the end of a hot day of working. Oh, it felt amazing. Although I jumped in it until it would ice over.
Yeah.
And you couldn't use it anymore.
Yeah, I also
the ram pump was amazing too.
I want to also mention.
I want to build a ram pump at our property with the stream over there. The only difficulty with building it here, though, I'll get to wind in a second. Okay. So I want to put a ram pump in.
Yeah.
And the tricky thing is the stream, which I would call a stream under normal conditions, but when it rains, it is like a torrential river. So I'm going to have to build like something pretty serious to handle that water flow when it comes through. But then I can have it come up and come down, maybe even out to the ocean, and it would be like the backup water supply when when it doesn't rain for a month.
Right.
Which doesn't really happen very often.
Right.
And we've never had a problem where we're just like totally out of water.
No.
We've had problems where it's like, oh, we got to conserve like a lot, but it's never been like, we have no drinking water, we're dying,
I was just catching up a little bit. So I just want to mention for anybody who's having any difficulty watching video chat, maybe it's not in sync or whatever, we have been having lots of rain and stuff, which could be interfering with the internet signal. So sorry.
That is true.
So, all right. What is your favorite thing about having kids? And do you want to have more?
I would love to have more kids. I want my kids to have like a whole army of siblings. That would be amazing.
How many kids
the more
do you
the
have
better.
So far?
Like total? How many kids do I have so far?
I don't know how many kids.
How many kids do I have so far?
Count them. 7.
So do you want to explain the whole situation?
No, that's your thing. This is not about me.
So I have 3 donor kids in Vermont, and then I have 4 kids here.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, that's good. So can we talk about what your water tastes like?
The water
just asked about that.
Tastes like water. It just tastes like water, yeah. I don't know. It just.
Well, I noticed a difference between like the dome water here and the water that comes out of my concrete tank.
Because it's sitting in different materials.
Yeah.
The water out of your concrete tank should be better for you than the plastic tank.
I can't deal with it.
But you like the plastic one. You like the taste of that plastic.
No, I just like the taste of nothing.
But is that anyway?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I would say the water doesn't taste as good as the water in Vermont.
No,
but like the water in Vermont tasted like a little bit sweet. Like I don't know what was in the water, but it was. Yeah, it was delicious.
Somebody
but the water.
Would like to know what a donor kit is, since we're in that conversation still.
The water here just tastes like water. It tastes.
Yeah.
good though.
It's
Like
not
I
the
never.
same. I missed that. I would say if I missed anything, I missed the spring water.
It's not the most amazing water ever.
No.
But it's very good.
But it's good.
Okay,
It comes right out
anyway.
of the sky.
No, the water here is very good.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
saying it's not as good as the most amazing water I've ever had in my life,
Right,
which is at the Dome in Vermont.
For sure. What's a donor kid?
A donor kid is when there's a couple of people who can't have a kid and they say, hey, Jaimie, I love your mega genetics and we want to make some super amazing kids that are going to have giant brains. And can you help us out with that? And then
you donate some juice.
You don't want Jaimie babies climate adaptation. Come on, I'll give you some babies. Anyway, there was a couple who wanted some help with some babies.
Yeah.
And they were like, Jaimie, you're the best ever.
Are you still in contact with those
kids?
And
they're the kids here talk to those kids sometimes.
Yeah. Have they ever been here?
They have been here, actually. They visited.
Yeah, a couple times.
1.5 times.
Yeah, 1.5.
They didn't all come the second time. It would be amazing if they lived here. Then all 7 kids could be like this little army. Because the thing is, like the way I think about kids, I want my kids to have lots of siblings. Because one day I'm going to be dead. Yeah. And I'm not going to be able to take care of them and keep them safe and do all the stuff. And the people that they're going to be able to rely on the most are each other's siblings.
Dreamer appreciates that you're having kids so they don't have to.
Oh, no. All you smart people out there who are like motivated and like the high quality people, you got to have kids, man. Because we're being outbred by I don't want to say it, but the low quality people. Like people who are just like...
Idiocracy.
The a-holes are outbreeding us. So I hope I'm not an a-hole.
This has been asked a couple of times.
Yeah, watch the first 10 minutes of Idiocracy, and man, that's a problem. That's a big problem.
So somebody would like to know about security in terms of like, intruders or people bothering you or whatever. Like that question's been asked a few times.
Okay, one thing about security is that imagine. All right. Imagine you come across a strange house in the middle of the wilderness, and it looks like a crazy guy lives there. You're not gonna mess with that house, right? Anyway, we haven't had any problems here.
I mean, I have a shotgun anyway, so it's fine.
There is theft in the area, but no one has stolen anything from like a property that people know is mine.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, it's
true. And I caught someone going on my property one time, and he has not come around again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good. I don't think I've had any problems today.
I think he may
Raccoons have been the worst.
He may have pooped his pants. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit?
And he was just kind of being curious,
Okay, so somebody else is asking, how often do we see the Panama Guard? We hear them several times a day.
the what's it, the Navy guys?
Yeah, the Navy guys. Well, the guards, actually.
Yeah, the Guardia.
The Guardia.
Yeah, they have a giant boat, and since we're on like one of the 2 waterways that go north and south, they go through here, I don't know, like every...
Twice, 2 or 3 times a day sometimes.
Well, a lot of times I don't hear them. It depends if they go this way. They go back and forth like regularly though.
Sometimes they go around the other way too.
Yeah, usually I just hear and my house isn't right by where they go, but you can hear it in the distance. Yeah, they go right by your house.
Sometimes they stop by and they haven't done this recently, but they brought cookies for the kids once. I was pregnant, I ate them all.
You did not even tell me there were cookies. I can't believe the police came by.
What?
Came by and brought you cookies twice.
Yes, twice.
And I didn't even get one.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I was pregnant.
No wonder we don't get along with each other. Anyway, everyone's like, I know exactly what the police boat sounds like because it has these giant motors on the back, and it's
they
like
have like 4 of them, whoa. And they're like 240 horsepower each, aren't they? Or something.
Yeah. So usually, like some random time during the day, I'll be like, "What's that?" Oh, that's the police going by.
Yeah,
but
we don't really so that the kids didn't eat them.
Yeah, there's only been one No, actually, there's been a couple times the police stopped me.
Yeah.
So one
I
time,
remember you telling me about this.
one time, I'm driving my pedal boat,
Pedal boat story.
driving along, and this police boat.
Hey, I did not betray him.
Oh, you so betrayed me. You're like, it would be like Oscar the Grouch getting like a bucket of cookies dumped in his can, not telling the Cookie Monster.
You know what? You're the one who said you didn't want to eat
And then
sugar. I was just helping
Okay.
you.
Okay. So anyway, one day I was coming back from town. I'd been driving for like 6 hours, and I look back and I see this police boat.
Were you speeding?
And then I look back again and I see the police boat like head straight toward me. I'm like, whoa, where are they going? And they come right up, and I'm like, oh God, what is
Did
this?
they like flip your boat over? Would
And
you
they're
just,
like,
hold on to.
Hey, ¿cómo estás? Bueno barco.
I hope you.
They're like, hey, no, that's what they were saying. They're like, cool boat, man. We like your boat. But in Spanish, now I'm saying it in the Mexican accent.
You totally are.
But whatever. What's a Panamanian accent?
I don't even know.
Doesn't matter. But they were just like, hey, we wanted to stop and look at your boat. Cool, man. And that was
it.
we talked for a few minutes, and then they took off again. And the other time was during the pandemic when
when they
I got in my boat and went over to one of the other islands to do some stuff. And they come over to the island.
Take out half the sugar.
Who are you? Is this your land? Because apparently during the pandemic, people were like sneaking into places where they people were just getting mischievous. But as soon as they knew that it was my place, they're like, oh, okay, go on.
Totally fine.
Yeah. And they're like, just don't go visit anyone, but you can go between your own land and everything. Because at the beginning, those quarantines were crazy. Like you couldn't go visit people and stuff.
Okay, so we had two questions that popped up. And one is, what is the best thing that's happened to you this week? And what is your favorite snack?
I had a pretty awesome dream the other day, but that didn't happen to me in real life.
A G-rated dream?
Not entirely.
No, you have to touch the side over there.
Oh God, you do it.
You have to scroll up.
He's gonna send me chocolates to share with you. Who's BB?
BB pops up on my lives.
That's true. The Cookie Monster doesn't actually eat. I remember when I was a kid, and I was like, wait a minute. That's a lot of crumbs out. And then I tried to keep track the next time I saw him eat, and I was like, no, that's all those cookies just fell out.
I feel like if I was that puppeteer, I would have cut a hole in his mouth and I would be eating them.
Yeah, at least get some of them to go down. It would be a mess. But then the kids would be like, oh yeah, he's eating some of them.
So or at least collecting them.
Wait, what was the question I was supposed to?
Favorite snack and best thing that happened this week.
Oh, my favorite snack?
Well, it actually said, is there a snack that you missed? But I know the answer is no. So what is your favorite snack?
Actually,
is there really?
The other day I had hankering for Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. Chili buns.
It was like, I was just thinking about when I was in Alaska. Like whenever we went out to the wilderness,
Taco Bell.
we'd be out in the wilderness for like 2 weeks, just like chainsawing and digging and mashing things and getting like our clothes ripped up on like branches and stuff. And
we love each other about as much as we love being stabbed in the eyeball over and over again by a dull spoon.
No, I think we
love each other as friends.
We love each other. It's just
adults who don't get
okay. When we try to have a
intimate relationship,
a more close relationship with each other, it just doesn't work.
No, it just doesn't.
We're great when we live in separate houses and we just hang out once in a while. That's totally no problem. Like a totally platonic friends. Like, hey, what's up? But yeah, if we spend more time with each other, like it immediately turns into, Anyway, so I had this when I was in Alaska, we'd go out into the wilderness for weeks and then come back to Anchorage, and on the road, on the side, there was Taco Bell. And we'd always
but wait a minute.
We'd always be driving back into Anchorage, and it would be like 1 a.m. And the Taco Bell. No, that was when we got into.
Oh, okay.
No, this is driving back. It's like 1 a.m. Nothing's open except Taco Bell. Fourth meal. So we just stop into Taco Bell, and it was just like we were so starving. Oh my gosh, give me some Taco Bell.
Quiero Taco Bell.
Anyway, for some reason I had a craving for that, but I don't really.
Not
I can make
really.
my own burritos.
We can make
it's fine.
better Taco Bell here.
Yes, I can make
Probably
much
better for us.
Yeah, I think it was just the idea. I have some cool memories of showing up at Taco Bell at like 2 in the morning or 1 in the morning.
Banana spiders are awesome.
I also used to go to Taco Bell with my friend in high school when we'd go rollerblading all night. And we'd show up on our rollerblades, and there was one Taco Bell. If we drove up on our rollerblades and pretended we were in a car, they would actually give us stuff.
No way.
But at the other Taco Bell,
They were like, no.
we had to find some cute girls.
Like, I'm not.
Oh, if
kissing you.
it was like a car full of cute girls, they would always do it.
Yeah.
Because we were kind of cute. I was a kind of good looking guy in high school.
Good looking guy.
And my
Still a
friend,
good-looking guy.
he was a good looking guy. Yeah, but now I'm a little bit grizzled and more distinguished.
Yeah,
I'm
but it's good.
I'm more distinguished,
you're a
like
good-looking
Sean
guy.
Connery. Wait, he died, didn't he? Isn't he? Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Then I'm more distinguished, like Sean Connery. And Captain Picard, of course.
Oh, he's dead.
No, Captain Picard is he's going to live forever. He's going to live to the 25th century.
Chris, we answered that question at the beginning of the thing.
Yeah, the bulldozer's right
backyard.
over there. It's fine.
It's in the backyard.
I need to get it. Oh, wait, what's the best thing that happened this week?
That happened this live. Besides that dream. Okay, I just want to tell you that you have this eyebrow that I really want to pull out. It's been bothering me.
Well, I increased my exercisings. Like I do morning exercisings, and I increased my morning exercisings this week.
You said
and
that.
it was like it felt really good. You know what it was? It's because I started running more.
Yeah.
And man, I feel so good when I run every day.
I'm surprised that was your answer, and your answer wasn't like when your kids came over or something. You know, like.
Well, I love seeing my kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you stole my week with the kids last week. You were like, "Hey guys, we're reading a book," and then they're like, "All right, we're going to Mama's this week."
What the?
Well, Bellatrix and Carcannon were like, "Hey, let's go to Papa's house today," and then you're like, "Yeah, but we're reading a book," and they're like, "Okay, let's stay
You
here."
mean like you've been still
Anyway.
in for like a month?
Doesn't matter.
Oh no, we definitely do not have date nights.
Oh.
Are you kidding? We can barely.
How about you get a?
Wait, no, that's not true.
Oh, that is totally true.
No, remember you invited me over a couple times. We've had dinner where you've invited me to come over to the house.
That's
to your
not
house,
date nights.
And the kids were there and stuff.
Date nights is like taking a bucket of tacks, pouring them on a chair, and then sitting down.
Oh, yeah, we don't do that. No, we just
No, you can come to my house and eat dinner anytime. That's not a date
but
night.
like there's been a couple times where you've like asked me in like a kind of silly sort of way. It's been anyway, it doesn't matter. No, we don't have date nights because we're not in that kind of relationship.
No, but we hang out. See, that's the thing.
So,
like
yeah.
when we're like platonic friends, we can hang out and everything is cool. It's just yeah. Sometimes I think everything is cool because when we're friends, it's easier to be like, oh, okay, I'm going home now.
Yeah.
Or you need to go home now.
Yeah. What if I said that to you though?
If you kick me out of your house, you've kicked me out of your house before, and then I didn't come over for like 3 weeks, and you're like, Jaimie, come fix things, please.
Okay.
I'm just joking, Dashaina.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. So somebody wants to know what you think about Elon Musk and his interplanetary goals.
I don't really know anything about it.
Yes, we both have our own boats.
Um,
I feel like you answered this. No, you answered this question in the interview I gave you, like where I posted, but I didn't talk at all. It's on my channel.
I have not been keeping up with anything.
I know.
Like outside. I know I do have some reservations, some concerns about Elon Musk's direction. I feel like he's playing the game a little bit too much. I would want something. Okay, one of the big problems I think is he wants the autopilot cars.
Yeah.
And we do not need more people on autopilot. Like that's just heading toward the direction of.
So you don't think that would be safer for people? That'd be
doesn't matter.
Worse.
You know what would be safer?
People not driving.
Strap everyone into a chair and force feed them the exact amount of food they should need, and have them stuck there, not moving. See, this is the AI problem. This is what AI is going to do to us if we don't teach the AI to make sure people have freedom.
Right.
But anyway, I don't really know that much about it. I think it's great that someone is working on interplanetary stuff.
Right.
But I think there's another, I hate Neuralink. Oh, Neuralink, terrible. We do not need people's heads screwed into the computers, because that is, I mean, if you don't see the problems coming with that, man. No, I haven't been doing any fiberglass.
Talk about. Okay, do you want to talk about the community?
Scary missteps on loose planks. That is actually something I think about a lot, because every time I go up to the roof or I'm up on something high and it's precarious, I always think for a second, oh yeah, dads always fall off the roof, right? No, I cannot let that happen, because I have 4 kids right now who are relying on me and I'm not allowed to die. Now, when I first moved off grid and I had no kids, no one was depending on me, man, I did crazy crap. I was like, well, if I die, well, that's what happens. I'd rather die here than go back. But even then, I always tried to be safe. And like I'm always saying, like I think the best safety equipment is just being alert and paying attention.
Would you like to answer that question right there? Where do our kids come from if we're just platonic friends?
They come from a stork.
Yeah.
That's how it works, right?
Yeah, we just put it in order for them.
Yeah.
We just give them a DNA sample and they just...
Well, I don't know how the stork knows what to do. It's just...
Yeah.
The stork is just like, here's the baby you wanted, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I kind of wanted the other gender. I'll take it. No, don't take it back. It's okay. I'll take it.
I think we have somebody who just woke up.
Oh.
Hi, Seeker.
Come, Stinky. What was it? How?
Okay, somebody wants to know, how do you educate your children?
Well, Dashaina and I, you can correct me on any of this. We kind of have...
Well, this is about you. How do you educate our children?
Well, you're a part of that, though.
Yeah.
Like, you do the more standard school book...
Sort of.
School stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you'll have like you'll do lessons, and you'll get them in on internet lessons, like with other classes and stuff. And kind of... How do you
feel about that?
And kind of have a curriculum. I think it's good that you're doing that.
Okay.
And what I mostly do is, I guess I'm kind of more like field trips. Like, whenever the kids are at my house, I'm usually working on building something, and I'll try to choose things to work on when they're there that they can get involved with. So, you know, they always want to get involved, and like they're really like, hey, can I rivet that? And I'll be like, yeah, you can rivet that. Do you know how many rivets we need? And then I'll get them to count this up and like calculate how many whatevers, and like I'll get them involved in math and physics. And, you know, if I'm doing anything with batteries, I'll explain the voltages and the watts, and, you know, that brings in multiplication. And if I'm doing any electronics or anything with chemistry, I'm always explaining things to them. And then I get them involved in any projects I'm working on. But the other thing is, I always try to answer any question they ask. So one of my favorite questions that I can think of recently, it was in a video, was when Car Canyon, I think he was 2 at the time, we're driving on the boat, and he says, how does the water hold up your boat? And that led to like...
That's an awesome question.
Oh, it was like the next hour of discussion about, you know, fluids and density and gravity, and there's just all this stuff. And I think a huge part of education for kids is just letting them be curious and answering whatever they ask.
Somebody wants to know,
how do you teach them algebra? Algebra is just, I mean, that's...
Yeah, it's just
anytime I'm working on stuff, math always comes up. Yeah. And then algebra, you know, ends up coming in there. Like if I'm trying to decide what size to build something, for example, and I know that I have this certain size thing for each thing, and then I'm like, well, we have to keep these as variables, because what if we want to shrink the entire thing to this size or that size? Then algebra would become relevant.
Okay, so somebody would like to know, is there a special lady in your life? Because at the end of the Adventure Builder movie, it sounded like there was a woman speaking in the background.
That was my kids. You weren't there. No, it was probably Aurora or Bellatrix. There is a special lady. She exists in my imagination. She is amazing, let me tell you what. Occasionally she
Agrees
pops up
with
in my dreams and
everything.
it's like, oh yeah, Jaimie, I know exactly what you want.
So you would say, just for clarity, you're not seeing anyone right now? Or
No,
are you seeing
I'm not seeing anyone.
anyone? No.
I'm totally available here.
I'm blind.
How
I
about
don't
this
see
guy?
people.
All right.
I can't see anybody.
Although, last time I was in town.
Yes, I remember you saying something about some girls.
What?
Oh, that was maybe a time before that.
No, last time I was in town, this lady was chatting me up.
Yeah.
Not someone who I would have been interested in. I talked to her for a while because
Yeah.
I mean,
Good practice.
yeah. Well, the problem is she spoke English, but I did.
No, I mean good practice talking to a woman.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Not
But
good
it's
practice.
also it's always easy talking to a girl you're not really interested in. This is why players have it so easy.
Yeah.
You know, not that I've ever been a player much or anything, but like it's super easy to. Then it's like, hi, I'm a banana. Anyway.
So, all right. Some other people would like to know, what are your future plans for livestock and plants?
Okay,
And have you considered mushrooms, like planting edible mushrooms, not psychedelic ones, using all the extra wood that you have kind of around? That would be a good sort of start.
Oh, the COVID question. That hasn't really done much here, except anytime I go to town, it's weird. It's different. I kind of like wearing a mask in town, though, because then I feel like I'm a ninja. I'm sneaking in and sneaking out. Okay, food. Okay, Dashaina you have more animals than plants.
I do animals better.
You do have some plants, but you have like chickens and ducks
and fruit trees.
Fruit trees.
And greens.
And some greens and some rabbits and stuff.
Yeah, I'm way better than animals.
I'm starting with plants. I feel like I need to start with the plants, get the plants going, and once I have enough plants, then I don't want to have chickens unless I'm growing enough corn to feed the chickens. Oh. So I'm starting to grow.
This isn't about me. This is about him.
Are you in a relationship?
I'm in a relationship with my children. It's very intimate.
Okay, so the situation here is if either one of us gets in a relationship with someone, that person has to be good for our family. So like if Dashaina, if you meet a guy and he's an alcoholic, I am just vetoing that.
Me too, because I think that's a problem for
But if you have if you have a boyfriend, I need to be getting a friend out of that.
Yeah, totally. Well, I mean, that'd just be kind of
So it's gonna have to be a pretty awesome dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, and if I have a girlfriend, she doesn't have to be friends with you. But.
No, I didn't give birth on the island, but I did labor on the island with Car Canyon for a while. For
a second, I just read that really fast, and it said, "Did you give birth to Dashaina?" And I was like, what was the question I was answering? Oh yeah, food.
Yeah, food.
Yeah, so I'm working on growing a lot of food.
What about mushrooms? So, because this has been asked.
I don't know. Maybe I should.
It was just asked recently, but it was also asked in a couple comments before. Somebody mentioned that there's a place that we can talk to in Panama, like one of the universities that actually has substrates for mushrooms that we can get to grow here.
Unless the university is close, I'm not going all the way across the country or something. I don't know. I haven't really thought about mushrooms. So far, I've been planting like the stuff that's here. So, one thing, the most exciting thing I've planted right now, this isn't the most useful thing in the universe.
Is Jay Evans applying to be my boyfriend? Did I just read that correctly?
Anyway. Popcorn Power. Who's Popcorn Power? Popcorn Power. Oh. Popcorn Power. And that's what I was about to talk about. The most exciting crop I have right now is popcorn. So every time I make some popcorn, I go out and plant some popcorn. And every time I make some beans, I'll take some beans out and plant them. And I'm planting, like if I have any fruit that I like, I'll go out and plant a bit of that. And Adventure Builders University. Loquats. Can we grow loquats? I don't know. So far, I'm mostly just planting stuff that's local and stuff we eat. And I just want to get enough food going
Yeah, I'm just increasing the amount of food growing on my
I want to
island.
do mushrooms. That's like something I would want to grow next because like I've been looking about it. Okay, you want to go down?
It's only been like maybe a couple weeks since I got my whole island like cleared, like
Love
the top,
you.
like cut the grass basically, because the grass was like over my head. And I want to build a little running track on the top of my island.
Talk about your compost square rectangles, the log compost rectangle-y things that you've just done.
Yeah.
Okay.
So out in front of my cathedral house dome, there's a lower part of ground. And I don't know how much the ocean's going to go up, so I want to raise that all up just in case. So I'm putting like log squares out there and then filling them with compost and just making raised beds.
Yeah.
And then planting vegetables in there. And I'll keep doing that down there until the whole thing is raised beds. And then the ground will be higher. So that's just going to take a while. It'll just be whenever,
There's been a few questions about location, and before you answer this, there's a couple different things. Some people want to know the closest hospital, whether we have insurance to cover it, how that goes if there's a major life catastrophe. Other people want to know where the closest shopping, like for food or various things like that, is, and how far that is from us. And other people would like to know, where in the world are we located? Start with that.
You can answer where we're located.
No, the other day we talked about this. I liked your answer.
What was my answer? That I don't really...
We're not close enough. Like, how far are you
how are we located from each other?
Yeah, how far
Yeah,
from you?
so our islands are close enough that I can yell, but not close enough.
Really loud.
Yeah, if I yell, you can hear me though, but not close enough that we can have a conversation, like a reasonable conversation.
No, but we have.
So they're close.
Yeah, yeah.
I
can see your island from my window.
Yeah, and we also have walkie-talkies, so we have 24-hour communications.
Oh, Connery is dead. That's sad. That makes me sad.
I do miss the trampoline. Dashaina has a trampoline, although it's not as good as the one in Vermont. The one in Vermont was amazing. But I'm going to get an awesome trampoline at my house.
Material girl.
What?
Somebody just said, can you yell material girl?
Oh. How far is
the... Are you going to build a dry dock?
Okay, you wanted to know about hospitals.
Yeah, start with shop because that's the quickest answer.
Well,
How
it's
far
like
is the shop from us.
Well, in my boat, like 3 hours.
No, I think they mean distance. If you want to answer that.
16 miles.
Yeah.
15 or so miles.
Are there shops
16?
closer that we use?
Oh, there is a close shop that's like 3 miles away.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, there's one shop that's like...
It's like you can see right outside your...
Yeah, there's a little shop. Like if you needed rice or gasoline or some beans.
Or flour.
You go right over there. It's like...
I've gotten milk there before.
I mean, if I had a slingshot, I could hit his roof from my island. It would have to be a pretty good slingshot, but... I mean, a minute away.
Graviola tree apparently is delicious.
A graviola?
That's what it just said.
Yeah, I want to keep growing more food. See, when I get a bunch of that we're talking about right now, it's just answering questions. I don't know. You had a bunch of questions that people were asking and said, you asked me to make a video answering the questions.
Skip the video and just go live.
Dashaina can do stitches? What's like sewing?
Oh no, talking about hospital emergencies. So we'll go back to that in a minute. But
no, I will do my own stitches.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you could do, I would have to do your stitches, wouldn't I?
Yeah, you would have to do mine.
But
I definitely could not give myself stitches. I could stitch somebody else, so that wouldn't be a problem.
The funny thing about the hospital question.
Oh my God, even thinking about that kind of.
Like this always comes up. I would totally do my own stitches. I don't care.
Me doing my own stitches, it kind of gives me heebie-jeebies. Oh, it's raining again.
So, people who live off-grid are farther than from hospitals. Like that's
I have taken you to that shop. Actually, if you check on my channel, when I pedal boated with Aurora to the store, that's the store we're talking about. Okay, continue with hospital.
Okay. So people who live off-grid are generally farther from hospitals, but they're also generally more healthy because, they're away from all the pollution and stuff. So it's just kind of a trade-off. Like,
and they're more aware of things.
Well, yeah. And then the other thing is like when you are off-grid, you just start learning medical things if you don't already know some stuff. that you might have to deal with coming up. But like if there was something significant, like a broken leg or something, we could get to a hospital in my boat in like 3 hours. But if it was like a real emergency, we could call someone and get there in like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Which I think is fine.
A lot of people have been asking more specifically if we're going to put our Google Earth location on.
I don't want to put Google Earth. So here's the thing. I don't want like people stopping by all the time. Like if someone wants to come visit, just send me an email. But
yeah, like I feel like kind of being a circus. What's the thing? A circus.
Yeah, it's like you're a dancing monkey. Like people who just show up and are like, "Oh my gosh, let's get out the camera! Look at them! Look at them!"
Like, I don't
and it's
know.
Like, "Hi, what?
It's like,
What do you want me to do?"
Would you post your address for Google Earth on the internet with lots of people following you?
Well, it's more like, do you want people to come by your house all the time and like knock on your door and expect you to perform or something,
Our children are schooled at home.
Yeah, they're totally homeschooled. I hated school. School was such a waste of time. Like the amount I learned. So I would spend time building things and doing things by myself at home, and I learned like 100 times what I did at school.
Yeah. So somebody else would like to know: are you planning on putting in a dry dock?
Like a dock coming out from the land?
I think so.
What's a dry dock?
I'm not
sure. A
sure.
dry dock is where you pull the boats out.
Oh, okay, well there you go. I have one then, technically.
Yeah, you technically do. Well, so far for a dry dock, I just pull the zombie chopper, the white boat. I can pull that up out of the water. When the tide is high, just slide it right out. It's out of the water right now.
Yes, our children actually have a visitor here right now who is visiting for the day, who is a child within their age range. And there are several children who live nearby who they do see on a regular basis.
Yeah, one of the, sometimes people ask if they can move here and if I'll help them. And anyone who has kids,
it's almost instant, yes.
I mean, yeah. If someone has kids, I'm like, oh, really? You have kids? Yes. What was I answering?
We were talking
dry
about
dock.
Dry dock.
Well, that kind of goes back to the thing I had about wanting to build a big scaffolding crane hoist machine to pull boats up and down.
Yeah.
But right now, the boat I drive most of the time is in the water.
Right.
So I just scrub it off every day. But that also gives me an excuse to get in the water and swim, which I like doing.
Somebody would like to know if our children are fluent in Spanish.
Okay, yeah, this is about the gantry. I wouldn't say our kids are fluent in Spanish. I'm also not fluent in Spanish.
I would say Aurora understands 90% of what I say in Spanish.
Yeah.
And she can respond back to me in English. And I think it's just because that's the most comfortable language for her. I don't force them.
They could definitely use more practice.
Yeah.
But one of the things is once all the pandemic stuff happened, there's all these shutdowns, my Spanish, I would say, did not improve since that started, just because the amount of interaction I have with people is just less.
Yeah.
But I am fluent in ghetto Spanish. I can
in Spanish?
I can say what I need to say in Spanish. I just know that I sound like an idiot. And then people say,
hey, Tom, we've answered that earlier in the live. We eat a variety of different foods. We are omnivores.
Oh, no, we got to show them the GIF. Somebody send them the GIF. You got to go back and rewind, fool. Yeah. Was that what it was?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
like that.
Anyway, yeah, Tom.
So if you're just joining us live, we have covered a lot of questions. So feel free after the end of this to go back. But we've covered a lot of the most major questions asked. We've talked about food. We talked about the building, the diameter, what its internals, recipe of each square. We've talked about our relationship with each other, whether or not we want to have kids, how we get along with each other, how our children get along with each other, if they have friends, how they're schooled. We've talked about lots and lots and lots of stuff. So
what's humanity's aim?
I'm going to give you that one in a minute. And so
okay, move on. Give me that.
We are good. So there was a question that was saying that if you had the ability to read true the aim of humanity, Remember I asked you this?
That's an interesting question. What advice would you give to someone having trouble deciding where to settle down after traveling?
Well, right.
That
which
is
one do you
like...
wanna answer first.
Ooh, any PayPal to donate to? Yes.
Yes, and if you check in the description of any of his videos, it's there, the PayPal link where you can you can donate monthly or one time, but it's right there in the description of any of his video links. You just click on
I'm
that.
totally gonna forget what I was saying.
Okay,
anyway, yeah, that is a like
deciding where to go.
that's a hard thing to figure out. But like, I mean,
Travel.
when we were traveling and trying to find the place
Aurora, can you get her some water, please?
that we wanted to stay, within a couple days, I mean, probably within the first day of being in this area, I was like, I'm pretty sure this is it.
Yeah.
And within the first week, I was like, okay, this is definitely the area. We just have to find the spot. So I don't know. It's like, it's hard to say. Like if you get lucky, you'll be traveling around, and at some point, your nose will just be like, oh, this smells like the right place. I think this is it. But if you don't get that, you just gotta like weigh your pros and cons. You know, there's goods and bads everywhere. Try to line up the most goods, and the least negatives, the ones that you can deal with. And
yeah, it's true. So, how would you
If you tried to kiss her, I'd probably punch you in the face. I got cannonballs on the ends of these arms. I mean, I'm a super nice guy, but man,
he's kidding.
You don't want to mess with me. All right.
How about? Oh, right. That was another question, but let's come back to that.
Can
you answer the first question of if you could re-aim humanity's like arrow, the direction they're going?
Well, that's a huge question, but like just off the top of my head,
just like a quick
one major thing that I think would. No, I'm thinking something more fundamental, like a level below that. Like a deeper level, I guess.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Not superficial.
We need to get people off. We need to get off a legal system and get on a morality system. Because the way we're doing everything right now is people think, well, if it's legal, I can do it and everything's fine.
He hasn't answered that yet.
Anyway, if most people are willing to do anything that is legal, and that's how they judge what is acceptable to do and what's not acceptable to do. The problem is a lot of laws prohibit things that are good to do and say it's okay to do things that are bad. And even if the laws were pretty good, which they're not, you cannot cover everything with laws and rules. But with morality, like people understand on a deeper level when they're doing something right and when they're doing something wrong, and when they need to intervene and stop someone. And things work out much better on a morality system than they do on a legal system. And we're totally on legal system right now. And that's how so many problems are happening. And so many people can say, oh, I see all these problems. We got to fix it. Or just getting away with it. Okay, what's up?
Okay, so moving on. One of your followers or subscribers would like to know...
Is Sigma male the one that likes to do things themselves?
Maybe.
I think that's probably what I am.
Yeah, somebody was asking about that. But actually, there was a question about the works saw and how you were enjoying it. Like they said that they had a problem with the jigsaw, I think of it.
The works chainsaw?
Yeah.
It seems to be pretty good, but I don't know. I haven't used it really enough to say, like, I haven't had any problems with it. It's been working pretty well.
Would you like it? Like, would you get another one?
I would say it's worth $100.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say it's worth $100. Like, I've done a decent amount. Yes, you are a Sigma male for sure. Sigma.
Oh, Ralphie. So
I'm gonna look it up later, and like Sigma male is gonna be like a. No, anyway, I'm pretty sure I know what that is.
Okay. So.
And it's fine. Yes.
Hold on. There was another question they saw pop up.
Do Sigma males make a face like this?
I'm really sad about Sean Connery. I totally had the hots for him when I was like in my 20s.
Greatness can't live forever.
Older man. Yeah. So, all right. Jeremy, he would like to know this. Jeremy, nice to see you.
Is that?
No.
All right. Oh, okay. when we bought an island, we did not buy it from a real estate agent or
But
anything
we
that was
did
listed
look
online.
at a website, and we had a guy take us around for a while, and then realized
Right.
quickly
I'm getting to
that.
that. So, yeah, and you screwed up my whole
I'm
train.
so sorry.
Okay, so anything with a real estate agent like had an extra zero attached to the price.
At least one.
So yeah, so expensive and just like anyway. So then we decided to just stay here for a while and get to know people, meet people, and then once there were some people who kind of accepted us into the
Yeah.
community, sort of.
Been accepted into the
Yes,
family.
you're okay. We like you. See, people are getting really on this Sigma male thing. Whatever. I'm just a human being, man. So yeah, once we got to know people in the area, then it was just all word of mouth. We started saying, we're looking for some land to buy, hopefully an island, kind of like that. And then eventually someone was like, all right, well, I've got this little island for $5,000. And I was like, oh, I will take it.
Yeah.
You might need to block this guy.
I know, I can't do anything about it right now.
Don't worry
so
about it.
We're
Just
just gonna
ignore
move
this.
on. Yeah, 'cause it's fine.
But yeah, if you want to buy something, buy some land in a place and you know where it is, it's really helpful to go live in that place for a while and get to know people.
That's not your brother, right?
And then it's probably nice to me. Oh, he's talking to someone else.
Oh, I know, but is your brother on?
Probably.
Mark, are you on? Don't you miss our family?
Do I miss my relatives?
I miss my family terribly. This isn't about me, it's about you.
I don't know. It's my friends in the United States or Canada. Most of my family is from Canada.
Yeah.
But no, my family made it real easy to leave them behind.
Yeah. It's true.
Well, my family was always just kind of like everyone just went different directions. We didn't really stick together, which is I think it's a mistake. Like, so I always teach my kids to value their siblings more than any other people, because I didn't realize how valuable my brother, who's right here right now, I didn't realize how valuable my brother was to me until
We weren't there.
I'd gone to university, and then he moved to like some big city somewhere, and then our lives were just different directions.
All right, guys. I think it's time for us to wrap this up.
Well, we might as well go the 7 more
Well,
minutes.
we're going to go 7 more minutes unless the rain starts really kicking
Oh.
in, because it's going to get all over my tablet.
You want to push that back?
Yeah, I'm going to.
But yeah, if there's one regret in my life that I have, it's kind of losing contact with my brother. Like, I wish he was here. I wish he was doing the stuff with me. That would be amazing. But yeah, I mean, our lives have just gone different directions at this point.
Do you keep in touch with any of
My brown mates?
any of your
None.
past friends, really? Like,
None. Jaimie is a Jaimie male. There you go.
Is there more land in our area?
Yeah, there's tons of land.
I don't know. Are you a female? Because if you're female, the answer is yes.
If you have kids.
And if you have kids.
You got nice boobies?
Oh, somebody wanted to know how you really felt about penfold.
Oh, I don't care. It's a waste of time.
It's such a waste of time.
There's so many. It's just another empty person I don't care about.
Okay, so somebody wants to know what our cost of living is monthly, roughly.
What am I making right now? Like $600 or $700 a month?
Yeah, 700.
Yeah, when I took a year off, I think it was worth it, and I needed to do that, But I think we're staying within that.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like our internet's only like $50 with the tax. I forgot about the tax.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, $50 for internet. How much is food? Food,
I don't know,
several hundred anyway.
maybe
It dep-
300. I
it-
think it depends on the month.
Depends who's shopping. Anyway, yeah, it does depend
Like
on.
if we're buying flour, then it's a little more, like, or oil or anything like that. Like
I think when
restocking big
the
things.
pandemic was going, and we weren't going to town, we were probably down to like $200 a month or something in food, because we were just getting like, yeah, dude, I missed you so much. Like, The one regret I have in life, this is my brother talking to me, saying he missed me when I left. Dude, our parents did not teach us to value each other. And that's something I totally teach my kids. I always tell them, no one is going to be more valuable to your life than your own sibling. Because you're going to get friends, but they're not going to be the same as your sibling. Like, there's not going to be anyone in the world you're going to be able to trust like you can trust your own sibling. They're not going to know, like, they're not going to have grown up with you. They're not going to know the things you're talking about because they came from the same place. Like, anyone who's out there, if you have siblings, man, they're the most valuable people in the world.
Oh, what happened to the satellite dishes between the islands? Not to cut into something completely not related.
So, okay, this is talking about, I call them whisper dishes, where it's like, you know, if you have it like a science center, often they'll have a thing set up where there's a satellite dish here. Dude, you could be here. Anyway,
Could be here, Mark. Come.
No, it's
anyway.
like, you know, if you go to the science center, they have a satellite dish over here and one like way over there. And there's a spot where if you talk here, it'll bounce, and then you can hear it over here, like even whispering really easily.
Yeah.
So I want to set up those between this island and my island. And I just got the top of my island, you know, all cleared out. And there's a spot where I can stand, where I can see Dashaina's house really clearly. Like there's no trees in the way, nothing. Yeah, parabolic dishes.
Yeah.
So I want to build like a huge parabolic dish, probably out of styrocrete, get it all nice and smoothed out. And then I might not even need one over here, because the problem is over here, I'm not sure exactly where I would put it. But yeah, then theoretically I should be able to talk into that just with a normal voice. And then like, you know, a couple seconds later, Dashaina will hear it right now. I mean, I'm reading something. We'll hear it over here.
Yeah, so what else?
Dude, you could.
You could.
But
come.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
With the kids. Okay, so this
Dude,
is a
if
big
I
question.
could get my brother to move
question.
here, we could do
Mark, we would build
amazing
whatever
stuff.
you need to be here, just come.
No, just imagine this stuff.
Oh, man,
it would
it's
be
so
like
cool.
having another me here. If I could have my brother here.
Okay, but I don't want to get off topic
Okay.
for this. This is a huge question that's been asked and repeated
I
many
have
times
family difficulties
about
too.
monetization.
Oh, like why did I turn off monetization on my YouTube?
People are saying like, oh, we need to support Jaimie so he can be monetized. Could we talk about that?
Okay, so when I mean, a million years ago, when I originally started making YouTube videos, my revenue went up and up and up and up,
Yeah.
right? Just a little bit at a time. But it got to a point where I was like, wow, I'm actually making enough money that if I'm frugal, like the YouTube revenue is enough to, you know, kind of cover my expenses. And then it started going down. My viewers kept going up, but the revenue kept going down just because of the way YouTube was doing things. And they made it so you had to have more and more advertisements. And I was like, no, I'm not putting more and more. But anyway, when I turned off revenue on YouTube, I don't know, like a year ago or something, when I was getting almost nothing like from it. Mostly because I wouldn't turn on the ads at the beginning of the video, because I hate that. I don't want people to have to watch something before my video.
Yeah, that's annoying.
And if you turn that off, you just basically get no money. So I just turned it off because I was like, I'm getting almost nothing from this, and it's just not worth even the hassle of having it.
Yeah.
And like almost everything I was getting was from Patreon or from people just sending things to PayPal. And occasionally people have sent me some Bitcoin. I was about to say, sent some Bitcoins, except one Bitcoin is like $40,000 right now. So I have been sent some amount of Bitcoinage, which is cool because, you know, yeah, if anyone has some Bitcoinage they would need to get rid of, I would totally use that because I can order stuff in the States and then get it shipped down here, which is great.
No, I don't think we do.
Yeah, I don't get any revenue from YouTube at all. The thing is, I was getting so little, it wasn't worth having it. And I turned it off when they sent me a message saying, you need to send in your tax information.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, let me find my tax information. Then I was like, wait, what am I even making off this? And it was like nothing. And I was
Pause
like,
for a minute.
just turn it off.
Okay, so I just want to repeat really quickly. If you guys want to send anything, donate, subscribe, talk to Jaimie, etc., you can reach him at theadventurebuildermovie@gmail.com. And in the description of all of his videos are ways that you can help out, be that donating, etc. Yeah, I read that. So check out the descriptions, and as soon as I can, I'm going to get a chance to do the description of this one where I'll put the links to PayPal and stuff. And Jaimie does have some merch still with spread shirts, actually.
Oh, yeah, Adventure Builder shirts. This one I painted myself.
And we've been talking about, well, I mentioned to Jaimie a while ago about doing some like adventure
the Adventure Builder movie at gmail.com.
Oh, at gmail.com. So
I do want to answer my brother there.
yes, I think you should. And
Because, like,
it's right, hold on. Yes.
excuse me, this is just a personal message for a moment. Okay, my brother, dude, the world is an absolute mess. This is the best time to get out of it. Like, please come here. Bring your kids. Your kids will have an amazing childhood. And your dogs would love it. I will build a house for you and give you land if you would come.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to go on and on about it, but dude, like the world, things are a mess, and it's good here. I'm telling you, it is good here. Not that there are no problems; there are problems, but like, I'm so glad I'm here and not kind of, living in the city right now because things are a mess.
Yeah, they really are.
But I know you got to do your stuff. You got to do what you got to do. So.
Oh, somebody wants to know if you would, if you're okay with an adventure.
Dude, if you want to get an adventure builder tattoo, I actually would kind of want to get one too. I was thinking, I don't have any tattoos. I just have scars all over me.
When I photoshopped.
Yeah, the gangster tattoos.
The gangster tattoos of all of your symbols.
Brothers love, man.
Yeah.
So valuable.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
I think we're wrapping up.
All right.
Unless there's any remaining burning questions. So, okay, we'll do the end plug, which is, if you want to get in touch with us, theadventurebuildermovie@gmail.com. You can reach Jaimie there, and I usually respond right away as soon as I see it, and then I let him know.
She tells me it's there, and then I answer it.
If you want to send us anything, theadventurebuildermovie@gmail.com. If you want to do any kind of donation support, you can reach Jaimie through Patreon, PayPal, and I think that's it.
We have an Amazon gift wish list now.
We have an Amazon gift wish list as well.
Which someone suggested, so if you have any other suggestions, let me know.
So there's that, and if you want to see more behind the scenes,
call your brother, totally, man.
Just send a message saying, hey, I'd like to see more of this, or comments. Do we want to say anything?
It's good that you read the comments first, because then I don't read the ones I don't want to read.
Yeah.
Because, I'm doing like really personal stuff here, and when it's hard to read, comments when they're not always so great.
Somebody hopes that there's an anvil in the wish list.
Oh, I got to put an anvil. I totally need an anvil.
Jaimie actually answered that question about the one-way trip to Mars in the interview that I did with him.
I would if I didn't have kids.
Yeah.
I would totally do it if I didn't have kids.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, to be totally honest, this might be too controversial to people, but I felt like I have certain genetic qualities that I needed to pass on. Yeah. One of them is a huge burning desire to disobey.
Yeah.
Because I think the human race...
No, I think people should question.
No, I think the human race requires more disobedience if we're going to progress in the future and survive. Because if everyone obeys, then one person can screw the whole thing up. But anyway, if I felt like I didn't want to have kids, I would totally do things that were more risky, life-threatening, and stuff like that. And there are. Yeah.
She stole my hair tie. Oh, and so this comes to the last, I guess, end of questions. Do you
What's
want
this?
to say anything?
Machine shop lathe. Oh, my machine shop is right over here. I need to get it to my island. I'm going to be doing that soon. I've got the milling machine and the lathe. Oh, I can't wait to get those over there and set up. Oh, it's going to be amazing.
Well, yeah, disobeying and questioning are two different things, but
Right, it's not specifically disobeying. It's more like a lack of obedience, which is what I mean when I was saying disobedient. So you shouldn't do things specifically because you're disobeying, but you shouldn't do things because someone told you to do it. You should always think about, even if someone really important tells you to do something, you should think, well, does that make sense? Okay, does it not make sense? No. Oh, Dashaina also totally has a channel. Oh, was I not supposed to say that? Now you're gonna get.
Okay.
Yeah, Dashaina has a channel on YouTube too. So if anyone wants to see videos of her doing stuff,
Yeah, doing stuff.
being mobbed by
Being
babies.
mobbed by babies. But Brondo has electrolytes.
Dude, I totally get. If I was a baby, I would be like, oh, I'm not gonna get these for long. Then it's gonna be like 20 years of nothing.
Yeah, think for yourself is what we're saying.
Yeah, think for yourself.
Which is really hard to do when you're like brainwashed.
Julia Jones, that's the cool name. I'm glad you enjoyed this, Julia Jones.
Okay, so we're gonna
All right, I'm gonna.
close it.
All right,
Get out of here.
all right. Last word, Brondo. Number one. Go drink your Brondo.
Do you want to push the X?
Here's the button. I'm coming. I'm coming to get you.
You gotta push it once.
Oh God, what is this? I don't know how to work
Push okay.
technology
Thanks,
anymore.
guys.